Hey guys, welcome back to my second video on this journey of me transitioning from LA to Vegas. In the first video, I went over the three primary reasons why we decided to move out of LA. So today I wanted to talk to you about the three reasons, main reasons I would say that we decided to come to Vegas, right? So number one thing that we were considering was the weather, right? Obviously, one of the pros of Los Angeles is the amazing weather we have pretty much the whole year, and it's gonna be close to compete with that, right? As in the U.S., there's not too many cities that can compete with that type of weather outside of California, right? So primarily, I think we were looking for some place that wasn't too cold, right? We're talking about, just to be specific, snow. You know, just snow is cool every once in a while, going and hanging out in the snow around the winter time with the kids. But that's one thing. Another thing is just, having to live through weeks or months of snow in the winter, and just shoveling snow out of your driveway. That stuff doesn't seem that's definitely not my cup of tea, right? So we were pretty much looking at the more of the some of the southern states. Miami was in contention, right? My wife really wanted to was strongly trying to make us go to Miami. Not make us, but you know what I mean. She really wanted to go to Miami. Last year we went on a vacation and we spent a few days in Miami, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of fun. But just kind of a little bit too far from LA, right? I wanted to be somewhat close to LA, not too far, just because I still have a business in Los Angeles. We still have a ton of family and friends in Los Angeles, so we didn't want to go too far where it was going to be hard for them to come visit us, or vice versa, right? So definitely the that helped narrow it down to Las Vegas, because it was either Miami, or I was kind of pulling or leaning towards Arizona, in particular the Scottsdale area. I really, from some of my research, that seemed really appealing. But ultimately, we landed in Las Vegas, and as far as the weather is concerned, I'm not gonna lie. Those first 3 months, we moved in July. July, August were brutal. September was slightly better, and October started to cool down, and the last couple, I would say, the last 2 months, it's been really nice. July and August were no joke, though. I'll definitely make another video in the future just to talk about that. Just how we were able to survive those first 2 months, which were intense, but it wasn't as bad as as you think. I mean, there were some things that we did to really mitigate the uncomfortableness from the extreme heat, and after a while, we kind of got the hang of it, and we made the most of it. And the last 2 months, like I said, have been great. And from what I've been speaking, we've been speaking with a lot of of our neighbors and the people we come in contact with over here. And for the most part, everybody's kind of in accord. There's 3 hot months, and the rest of the year is pretty nice. And I can attest to at least the last 5 months. Those 3 months we experienced were tough, and the last 2 months have been nice. Right now it's mid-November, and it's like low 60s, and I like it. I mean, you see me out here in my balcony, my little porch area I have, and it's very comfortable. So that was the number one reason. Number two reason I would say that really compelled us to come over here is the diversity. It was very important for us, right, for my family and I, particularly for me. I mean, I needed to go to a place that had diversity, right? I grew up surrounded by all kind of people, right? Like from all different parts of the world, and I love that. I think that was a blessing, honestly. Whether it was going to school or once I started working, or in church, I was always surrounded. We've always been surrounded by different types of people from all over the world, and it's been amazing. I love that about LA, right? I can remember as a kid, just having all kind of friends, right? Obviously, a bunch of Latino friends, Mexican, Central American kids, my black friends, my white friends, Persian friends, Armenian friends, my Asian friends, right? Like Filipinos, a bunch of Korean friends, Vietnamese friends, and it's cool to grow up and come to, even though you may not travel to those countries, through your relationships, you get to know a little bit of the rest of the world, and the way people just do life, which is different, and it's interesting, and there's some things that you can definitely learn from, and I surely did, right? And that being said, an important factor was the food. We needed to come to a place that had diversity so we can also enjoy the diverse cuisine, right? Which I'm all about. I love all different types of food, right? From just for example, a couple weeks ago, it started really kind of getting cold and windy, so we felt like having some pho, right? That's a Vietnamese soup. Jumped on Yelp, boom, amazing pho. About a month and a half ago, felt like some Cuban food. Same thing. Went online, found a Cuban spot, fire. And that's really important. That was really important for me. I love going out and trying new things, and just even with just Mexican food, just going to a place that had enough Mexican people where they had really good and authentic Mexican food. Because I wasn't about to go to a place where, heaven forbid, I go on the menu and I see stuff like a enchilada casserole with like olives, or chimichanga, and I mean, not knocking it. It is what it is, but I mean, that's not authentic Mexican food, So good real Mexican food when you have it. I mean, just a little, just something that can let you know you're on the right track is when you go to a Mexican restaurant and the tortillas are handmade. Okay, you're in the right spot. So just from something as simple as that makes a big difference, right? So definitely, since we've been here in July for 4 or 5 months, found a couple of spots that later on I'll probably make some videos about those locations, and so far so good. Can't complain. We just started, really dabbling and going to different types of restaurants, and so far I've been pleasantly surprised and grateful that we have that here in Vegas, right? And number 3, to finish up, I would say almost as important as the other two, right, is fun, the entertainment, right? I'm not a spring chicken anymore, but I still consider myself relatively young. I still like to have fun, right? And especially coming from a place like Los Angeles, right, where it's like, Tinseltown, La La Land, the house of Mickey Mouse, the house of the Lakers, of the Dodgers, of world famous beaches. Just so much to do in Los Angeles. You're only limited by your money and your time, but if you have it, you can have a lot of fun. And likewise, Vegas is the same. It's, when you look up the entertainment capital of the world, Los Angeles comes up, New York City comes up, and Las Vegas comes up, right? Because there's so much to do here. In certain ways, I would say even more, right? Because you have, like if you go to the Strip, you have all the Cirque du Soleil shows, all the main concerts. They usually have a stop here in Vegas. I touched a little bit on the sports scene, right? We know that, we have the hockey team here, champions, the WNBA team, actually also champions. The Raiders, not champions, not even close right now, but they just moved over here from Oakland a few years ago. Now we're going to take Oakland's other team, the Athletics. Sorry, Oakland. They're coming over here. They're talking about, they were in the, Las Vegas was in the bid for a new MLS team, expansion team. I think they lost that bid, but more than likely, they're going to get the next NBA expansion team. So, again, only limited by your your money and your time, but if you have it, you can have a blast over here, and that's important, right? Because when you move out to someplace new, someplace far, first of all, you're not gonna have a lot of obviously people visiting you, right? At least not as often, so it can get kind of lonely. So you want to have options, right? And I'm not the type of guy who's into like fishing or like shooting, going to the range, not knocking it. That's just not my cup of tea, right? Going hunting and no, my fun is something a little bit different, like the stuff that I mentioned. So I had to come to a place where that was accessible, and Vegas definitely has it. So yeah, there you go, guys. Those are the 3 big reasons why we decided to come to Vegas. We've been here since July. It's November, so it's about 5 months. So far, so good. We love it. I'll continue making videos just to kind of, keep you abreast of the things that I've found out. The next video is probably going to come out next week, and thank you for joining me this far, and hopefully you'll subscribe, and we'll be able to share this journey together. Thank you, guys. See you soon.